Over at Wensinghouse International Airport, Diesel was up to his tricks. He skidded to a stop. "Here I am," he said. Then Noxious Glorny pulled up. "Here's the airport bomb," she said. But she wasn't supposed to say that in the airport. "Now I'm gonna threaten everyone in the airport," said Sinister Schemer. Troublesome Talks out funny. "We're putting fire in the movie theater! Ha ha! We're gonna do that! Ha ha!" They laughed. "I'll cut your nose in half!" she shouted, and she biffed the freight cars hard. And they rolled forward and bumped the tank cars, and they rolled forward right into Diesel! Boom! "What was that for?" he bellowed. "There was a head-on car crash!" "Vroom, vroom!" roared the trucks. And they rolled forward, bumped the tank cars, and Diesel shunted them out of the way. She said. Then Lamar came into view with the passenger train he stole from James. "These are mine now," he said. He was having fun. Then there were freight cars ahead. His driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. "What the fudge?" he bellowed. He was cross. Ember arrived on board Katie. She was not happy. "This is very unacceptable behavior," she said. "You can't ever cause violence in a yard by shoving it in his face. That was very aggressive, and I'm not happy with your behavior at all." "I'm sorry, Ember," moaned Lamar sadly. "Don't worry, Lamar," Katie said. "I know it was an accident and you didn't mean it. I have work to do." And she steamed out of the sight. Meanwhile, Judy and Dwee were pulling a line of freight cars. They were being really useful. "I enjoy doing this work," said Becky. "I do too," puffed Dwee. Meanwhile, Wendy was pulling a push-pull passenger train. She was being helpful with Amfleet 1s and Amfleet 2s. She was pulling her weight while being really useful. With the NPCU in the rear. "Make way for Wendy the Woman Train," she said, and she steamed along the line. She was enjoying herself. Then the sun began to set. She was being really useful. Then the passengers had dinner in the cafe lounge car, also called the diner lounge. "Here I go," Wendy said. Then someone had their laptop out to order their dinner, and they closed it up, and Wendy steamed into the night. It was almost her bedtime. And then she steamed into her shed to say goodnight to the engines. Becky and the other engines were asleep. Nia pulled up. "Good morning, Nia," puffed Becky. "What?" "Good morning, you two," Nia said. "Mr. Conductor is visiting Sodor because Sir Topham Hatt's off island," she said. "That sounds like fun," Becky, Katie, and Alexia said. "I haven't met Mr. Conductor before," Dwee said. Later that day, Meppy, Netzi, and Dochi were pulling the auto train from Sanford, New Florida to Lorton, Virginia, instead of its usual names. They were being the best engines ever. By pulling their weight with the auto train. "Make way for the auto train," Meppy, Netzi, and Dochi said. "We're coming through." They pulled up with terrible news for Ainsley. "Ember has to go home this Friday," Meppy said sadly. "I sure am gonna miss her," said Ainsley. And then the train set off. Meanwhile, Judy was pulling 145 freight cars of loaded goods. She was the best engine ever. Then a trash truck was carrying hazardous materials, but then Judy was up ahead. Her driver and fireman jumped to safety, and the truck flashed into the side! Luckily, no one was hurt, but the driver, Wilma Alcester, was killed instantly, and Judy was on her side with the dead Wilma Alcester. Her decapitated head was easy to find eventually. Then Dwee pulled up. "Are you alright, Judy?" she said. "Of course I'm fine," puffed Judy. "I'll be fine soon." Then there was trouble. "A train car threw up," said Judy. "Ew, Judy, gross!" puffed Dwee. "That's bathroom talk."